Welcome to the Sound in Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Gina Isham, owner and founder of Dreamr Productions and Sound in Marketing Learning. I create, consult, and educate brands and individuals on the power of sound in marketing. Looking to create branded sound or need a sound strategist? Head on over to dreamrproductions.com and let's chat. That's DREAMR productions.com. Want to learn more about sound in marketing these days? Go to soundinmarketing.com. There's courses and resources galore. Now back to the show. In part one with Jane Hussar, we discussed the multi-flex tailgate and how they landed on the Chevy Silverado campaign that features Walter the cat. We pick up with Jane talking about how Big Rock Candy Mountain was chosen.
You want to go out, Walter? Let's go.
Pace yourself.
You call that defense?
Make it quick, buddy.
One evening as the sun
That
went
should
down,
shed some
the
light on the
fire
subject.
was burning.
Where'd you get that bone, pal?
How you doing? I got a package for you.
No, Walter! He's a civil servant!
That's incredible.
Oh, yeah. It's a Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. This thing's built for off-roading right from the factory.
No, I meant the cat.
It's like nobody's seen a cat before.
The Chevy Silverado Trail
Hey,
Boss.
Walter, let's get this man some hot cocoa.
Oh, that sounds good.
Find new friends, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Honest, this wasn't our favorite initially. And so when we heard it, we thought, okay, well, let's hear a couple more, but we all just kept going back to it. And so, there was definitely something about, and I think that's what's so cool about music in advertising is there is always that pull, that draw, that relatability. And sometimes you can't always explain why, but that's also why we test it with a bunch of different types of people and consumers before we go out and into the market with it.
What was the premise or the reason for the release of this campaign?
So Walter came about last fall. Honestly, it was not tied really to anything other than Chevrolet Silverado trying to reach a different target audience. And we've been on that path now for almost a year, I would say. We're really looking to, grow our audience through the last few commercials that we've had out there, and not just Walter, but other spots that we have out in the market. We have a little bit more humor in them. They're lighter. The music, like you had mentioned, broadens the audience a little bit more. So you'll see that, and we're going to continue to push that into, more of that modern, fun humor. And again, I think you're the perfect example of that. Just like you said, you're not a typical truck buyer, but you really related to the spot and really liked it. That's our goal is for our consumers to remember, oh my gosh, that Silverado ad with Walter the cat. And then that makes you want to learn more.
I remember actually looking at the truck, it wasn't just the commercial itself, but you actually focus on the actual focus of the commercial rather than just kind of tuning out and thinking that was a cute little thing. So somehow you pulled this character in a way that it's still associated, or I still associated the truck to the cat. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know that you haven't focused on radio specifically for Walter the cat, but Chevy Silverado has been around for a while, and I know you've utilized radio. How do you tie in the audio only aspect for advertising? You can bring in a lot of humor with visual and stuff. How would you bring in that same lightheartedness that you're bringing and associating with Walter the cat and Chevy Silverado? How would you bring in that lightheartedness and humor and reaching out to a broader audience through a medium that is only audio?
Yes, you're right. With Silverado, we do use radio quite frequently. And I think really through simplicity and clear words and messages, I think I talked a little bit about it before, but really focusing on one key product message within the commercial itself is really important, because if you start throwing too much at people, whether it be broadcast or radio, they're not sure what to pay attention to. And so not only are we trying to get across a product message, but a branding message as well. From an advertising standpoint, it's really important for us to stay focused and stay simple, and remember that consumers can't take in a ton of information at once. And so what are the two key things that you want your consumers to hear when you're talking to them via radio? For us, it's really that focused perspective, and keeping it simple and keeping it light, and using certain language that people can relate to and laugh at and have fun with.
Radio advertising is tricky, but I think at the same time, I think you hit the nail on the head. It needs to be simple as well, because people are most likely doing something when they're listening to it. They're not just sitting there. It's TV. They're sitting there. Maybe they're looking at their phone too, because that's how we are now. But for the most part, radio, you're driving or you're cooking or you're doing something with your kids. So it's a secondary focus that you've got going on. So if you get too complex, you're right. You're going to lose them. I think of this is random, but that part in Amadeus where they say too many notes. If you have too much playing, it's too much. But I mean, that's Mozart. He's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, right. A little different, but yeah, no, I mean, we all have a lot of information coming at us all day, every day from different mediums. And I think, for us, it's to keep it simple and keep it focused, and, try to stay focused on what we want the consumer to walk away with. And that is awareness of Silverado and the key message that we're trying to get across.
And how would you specifically define Chevy? Like if you weren't to say the words Chevy Silverado, how would you associate the brand through audio without saying the word? Do you have, I'm sure you have a slogan, but I'm just wondering if there's a tone that you try and match every time, some kind of a pattern that you would use to be like, oh, that's Chevy. That's definitely not Ford.
So for Chevrolet, our tagline is Find New Roads. And I think, in that slogan, that tagline, I think it says a lot. I think it's different, it's diverse people, it's diverse consumers, it's youthful, it's light, it's people looking for something new, new journeys, new stories. And I think, for Chevrolet, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to tell stories in a way that people can relate to, and our consumers can find positivity in and likeness, and say, oh, I saw that Chevy ad. They're doing the same things that I do with my vehicles, and really relate to them. From a Chevrolet tone, I think it's youthfulness and diversity and storytelling. And that's Chevrolet.
Well, thank you, Jane, so much for your time. I really appreciated this talk, and it's very exciting. I haven't had very many opportunities to talk to brands after they've actually put forth some sort of sound in marketing. So this has been a real treat for me to be able to expand on this.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it and had a lot of fun talking with you.
I hope you're enjoying the show. Don't forget to subscribe on all the major podcast channels, share with friends, follow, and rate. Spread the word because, well, more people should know about this stuff. I know you know that now. For any other inquiries, you can find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also email me at Gina, Jeanna, at dreamrproductions.com. All links will be provided in the show notes. Let's make this world of sound more intriguing, more unique, and more on brand.